Greetings and welcome to Revive Coaching. So recently I discovered that I am an INFP. And by doing a lot of research, I confirmed this. The problem is that on every Myers-Briggs test I did, I scored as a strong ENFP. How can this be? I was probably the most miserable ENFP ever. I would watch ENFP videos, and while some of it seemed to resonate, a lot of it didn't. Yet I always got the result ENFP. I think to answer this question, I must go back in time. I won't bore you with all the gory details. I went to boarding school from a very young age, and being a not-so-sporty little guy with glasses, I got bullied. A lot. Being an INFP, I was very strong in my own value system. I had strong opinions, and I wasn't afraid to share them. Until I was. I discovered that people don't like you if you don't conform. I learned at a young age that if you want to avoid a beating, you have to people please. And in the school I went to, school pride was everything. Usually the only way to get it was to excel in sports, but I discovered that if I was the best singer, the best debater, and did other things to make me stand out as a good citizen, I managed to avoid some of the bullying. I hated it. I wanted to be left alone. I wanted to read in the library or explore the hidden places on the school grounds. But when you live at the school, you can only hide for so long. Add to all of this the complex post-traumatic trauma of going to boarding school far from home at a young age, and you get an unwilling chameleon who has learned to survive in dysfunctional ways. I spent my whole life just being who I thought I needed to be in order to survive, and hating every second of it. This mismatched living has crippled me in so many ways. So when I did all those tests in the past, I was answering in two ways. I was answering from my survival persona and also answering according to what I thought I should be. The kicker is that I never knew I was doing it. I was totally committed to being that person, but I was also totally miserable. How did it all change? Well, I love hiking. I love going with a friend, but then not hiking with that friend, getting out ahead and being on my own. I would never go alone though. I found I could really be myself on a hike. My new friend, a godsend, said to me, "Dude, have you ever heard of a Sigma male? You are totally a Sigma male." So when I got home, I researched Sigma males and I realized, hell, that is me. Even though I was trying to be a mix between an alpha and a beta male, when I was just being myself, I was a Sigma. That made me question my ENFP status. Now, I'm not saying an ENFP male is necessarily a Sigma, Alpha, Beta, or Omega male. They can be any one of those. But being seen for the first time made me ask, what else haven't I realized about myself? So I found an MBTI test I hadn't yet done, and I answered according to who I really am, not who I wanted to be. It's a bit hard to explain. It's like answering according to how I felt, not according to what I thought was the right answer. My friend suggested to answer within 3 seconds, so I did that as well, not thinking about the answers but feeling them. Lo and behold, INFP T. Reading the description, watching videos, and reading a book on INFP, the relief and understanding was immense. Everything suddenly made sense. Nothing got easier, but now I know how to respond to myself. Now I know why social media makes me feel totally miserable. Now I know why I isolate myself from the world so much. Now I know why I detest shallow conversations and get angry when I am called a liar. Now I know why I long for connection but never seem to find it, and feel lonely even when I am not alone. Perhaps you have been mistyped for the same reason, or perhaps you have struggled your whole life, like me, with feeling misunderstood. INFPs, we are all in this together, alone. So, as a newcomer to understanding myself as an INFP, I hope to share this journey with you. Finding the language for who we are and what we are going through can be immensely helpful, especially for us introvert feeling types. And even though there are a few brilliant INFP channels on YouTube, a new perspective can only help. That's all for today. Remember to keep the shiny side up. Don't get lost in those feelings. And I will see you all in the next one.